two ready for the interview?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, before we begin, and this is off the record.
No.
I just hear there's an interesting story about how you two started working together.
Yo, he wants to hear about your first fight.
I hear it's a good one.
He hates when I tell the story, but oh man, I will never forget the first time I saw this kid. He was getting busted up. He looked like a zombie. It was one of those, let's say, amateur cards you can find across town from time to time. Great fights, never know if you're gonna see something special. Right, so yeah, this kid caught my eye because his eye was all busted up and bruised.
You're getting too crazy, you're getting too
Well, it was a total mismatch. It was obvious that the opponent was way more experienced. This kid took a beating for 2 rounds. Okay, probably both 10-8s. They could have stopped the fight easy, but the bell sounds to start the 3rd round. And this kid, he's still coming forward. He's still fighting, as if he thought that maybe he had a chance. There was no chance.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
So, no surprise, kid loses the fight. Bang. This isn't one of those stories where you find someone amazing out in the middle of nowhere just knocking people out. No. I just found a kid with heart, like I'd never seen, so I reached out.
All right, coming up next, it's a UFC middleweight division fight. Well, it's always exciting when you have such a high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. This man has been a master of the submission in the UFC, and even though a lot of people know what's coming, more often than not, they're unable to stop it.
Because the knowledge of the Jiu-Jitsu game is truly something that it's hard to replicate when a guy is as good as he is. I mean, he will jump for a triangle. He will jump for an armbar. And as you slam him to the ground, he starts to understand, okay, I'm right where I need you right now. This is when the game starts for him. If he doesn't secure that submission, he gets you where he needs you to be in order to start to really make you drown. It's like going in deep water and getting pulled down over and over again, because every time you think, if I do this, it'll make it better, it just makes it worse.
And best of luck trying to find a training partner to simulate this guy in the gym.
It can't happen, and it won't happen.
Well, he will never forget this experience, making the walk to that famed UFC octagon for the first time. But the question beckons, will there be nerves? Will there be jitters under the bright lights of the UFC octagon for the first time? He doesn't look wide-eyed necessarily here, but you have to be mindful of a possible adrenaline dump that could really affect your cardio if you're not ready for it. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight fight. More than 5 years apart, with the same height and some differences in reach. All right, we send it inside the octagon to the veteran voice, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 21 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, the Gambler. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his UFC debut here tonight. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 180 pounds. Fighting out of Knoxville, Tennessee, USA, Parker. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Lavigne.
The veteran Yves Lavigne draws the assignment here.
You ready? You ready?
All right, so here we go, round 1. This is his UFC debut, so finally getting to the big show. He strung together a long winning streak on the regional circuit. A lot of people thought maybe this UFC debut would have come last year. Let bygones be bygones. Here it is. We'll see what he can do.
And you learn a lot about these prospects when they're put in positions that they're not normally put in inside of the octagon. You can do them in practice, but there's a big difference when you experience it inside the UFC.
Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by this gentleman.
Well, we told you off the top he had the reach advantage, and you saw it right there with that punch. All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie. Oh, just out of range with that punch attempt.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one up?
All right, single collar tie now. 3 minutes now, round 1. Takedown defense holds up. And both guys really throwing with authority.
You don't know when that leg kick's coming.
Oh, collar tie.
Caught the kick. Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem. His leg is hurt here. You can see him limping a little bit.
You can really limit the mobility of your opponent with those leg kicks.
Both fighters throwing heat now. All right, so he lands another jab now, just snapping that thing off, DC.
I believe that the jab was lost in mixed martial arts initially, but now it has been found. Oh, man, look.
Hey, finally gets the takedown. It wasn't for any lack of effort, but finally that shot was good enough to get his opponent down.
I don't know how many times, John, I could have watched this guy shoot takedown attempts without securing one. It's almost like out of pity. You feel good for him to finally get it done. Now what does he do with this top control? What a punch.
Combination lands for him. It was hard to see a miss in that sequence. He's put it all together.
I mean, everything is just flowing. It's like in a zone. It's like the basketball hoop becomes twice its size. This guy today is looking at focus mitts. And the
Guy throws a straight punch and lands, so that is increasingly becoming an effective weapon for him tonight.
This is one of his best strikes, and he's throwing it over and over again.
All right, so we now look back at some of the action from that previous round, DC. A lot of good highlights on both sides.
I mean, a lot of good highlights from both competitors. They both should be very proud of what they accomplished. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure they can keep this up. If they land at this clip for another 5 minutes, somebody's going to sleep.
Fantastic. Breathe. Great. Just breathe in. All right? Here's some water. Listen.
All right, here we go with round two. Round one, pretty good, not great, but some action on both sides.
We can't always hope for fireworks, John.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to deal with the ebbs and flows of the fight. In round number one, you saw both guys have success. Let's see who really charges out ahead in the second round.
Oh, how did he eat that uppercut? Oh, and he lands another punch. He has got it all going tonight.
He's got it all going. He's landing those over and over again. Look at him whip his hip into that kick.
Well, he continues to do a nice job here defensively, protecting the head and sort of maybe letting his opponent gas out a little bit with all the volume.
His opponent sees the target, but he can't get to the target. So he'll continue to throw, and he'll continue to wear on his own gas tank. Oh, that's a nice strike.
Oh, nice combination of strikes there. In terms of the accuracy, I mean, that's exactly what a coach is looking for.
That's exactly. It's like the guy's hitting pads. It's like he's hitting focus mitts, but instead, he's dancing all over his opponent's face.
Well, he's got the reach advantage. You might as well use it. Nice job there to find a home for that jab. Oh, single collar tie here. We march on, 3 minutes to go. Well, his corner was pretty urgent after round one. A little bit lackluster there in that opening round. He has certainly picked up the pace here, and as a result, he has taken control of this second round. Oh, and he lands a right to the target. Let's see if his opponent can survive.
I cannot believe he is still standing after taking that punch. Oh, nice right hand, John.
Oh, straight right.
Oh, nice right hand.
Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? And there comes the separation now. Oh!
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish his fight.
Holding on to him here, not really doing too much, perhaps just looking to I'm not sure his opponent knows where he is.
No, he doesn't know where he is. He's hurt real bad. That punch landed in the perfect spot.
All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. Oh, so an interesting decision there as he decides to stand up and relinquish the dominant position. Oh!
Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Now goes in and secures the takedown. How about those 5 minutes? All right, let's get you a replay from that previous round. It was the big knockdown courtesy of that kick that nearly closed the show for good.
It almost closed the show, but nothing's more discouraging than when you get somebody hurt that bad and you don't shut the door. He has to go back to work now knowing that he's got about as tough a guy as he's ever had in front of him in the octagon tonight.
Striking is unbelievable. You're mixing it up perfectly. I love what you're doing with your kicks. Keep those going. slowing down.
All right, pretty good back and forth action in the previous 2 rounds. Your expectations here as this next round gets underway?
I expect the action to really pick up now. These guys have to lay it on the line as we start to approach the end of the fight. Oh, big
Right up the gut, DC. He's in a world of trouble now.
They say the straight ones are the ones that get there first, and it got right to the target.
And they separate.
Look at him whip his hip into that kick.
Well, he hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down tonight. He continues to connect on a high volume of strikes here.
Now the guy's got armbar. He's attacking it on him. And attacking armbar.
Continuing to try to manipulate the head here. Wow.
As MMA had advanced, you saw guys completely abandoning full guard. Nobody stayed there, right? At the highest levels, you got taken down, you rushed to the side of the fence to get up. Jose Aldo made this famous. You couldn't hold him down if you ever got him down. So you're seeing guys really settle into those guards right now, and they're paying for it by getting beat up. Oh! He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad. Now look at him jumping in to try to get the finish.
Oh, all right, he's got the full mount now, DC, and he has proven to be a hard guy to buck off from this position.
Oh, because he's so heavy. He keeps his weight down. He really does grind on you with his bottom half. He doesn't do anything with his arms. His arms are free to punch. He's collecting you with his hips and his legs, making you make a determination as to whether or not you want to get grounded, pounded in the mat, or if you're going to give your back up, where he will then start to chase chokes.
A lot of energy expenditure defensively if you are the bottom fighter in this situation.
Oh! He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Oh! He's out!
He got him! What a performance!
Just an absolutely gorgeous shot to spell the end for his opponent. Crowd is absolutely loving it. He gets the near-perfect land. I'm not even sure his opponent saw it coming, but just the way he drew it up here tonight, saw that little crack of an opening and barged right through it to get the knockout. Well, another highlight for the real DC as we look back at that scintillating knockout.
Yeah, but the whole fight, he was landing great strikes, kicks, punches. He was doing everything right until eventually he found the shot that ended the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 30 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by knockout.
So the celebration is on with him and his team, and rightfully so. A monumental result tonight as he gets the win by knockout.
He spoke it into existence. He said over and over to anyone that'll listen, I am going to knock this man out. He did it in an even more impressive fashion than he ever could have imagined.